So I'm back with another guest. This guest is a great, great friend of mine.
Yes.
We have Miss Rebecca.
Hi.
Hello, Rebecca.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm actually doing very well. I'm very excited about seeing this and seeing you in your element and being a part of it.
Element.
Yeah.
Yes. I just relax your shoulders. Calm.
Oh, I always sit like straight up in general.
Okay.
So
Just making sure.
when people see you with good posture, it's like,
All right. So just a little background. Me and Rebecca went to the same high school,
yes.
Russell County. So shout out to Russell County. Rebecca she is older than me. But we known each other for a minute.
Yes.
So I'm glad to have you.
Time now.
Yes, I'm glad to have you here. Me and Rebecca came about pretty easy. She simply asked me, how you go about having guests?
Right.
And I said, well, some of them ask. And I say yes. Some of them ask. I say no.
And you said yes.
I
so
said
thankfully.
yes. I said yes. So we're just going to chop it up real big. I'm not here to go viral, like I've been telling you. I'm not here to degrade women or nothing like that.
Okay.
We're just going to kick it like we always do and
Per usual.
have a great conversation.
Sounds good.
All right. So like I said, everything is going well with you. The week, the summer. How's the summer been so far?
Summer has been amazing. This weather, everybody's complaining about it, but I'm like loving it. It's enhanced my mood
Right.
tremendously on the day to day. So every time I'm like, it's so hot, I just am sure to put it out in the universe that I'm not complaining. Like, yes, it's hot, but I'm enjoying it.
All right. So like you said, the summertime, you've been traveling.
Yes.
You're a mom.
I'm a mom.
You work.
I work.
How do you balance it all?
With a will and a prayer, basically. No,
Can you move the mic up a little bit closer?
just going about my day to day. Like what's worked for me really has been scheduling or really being able to identify like time slots for certain things. Like, okay, I know if I'm working out, it's best for me to work out in the mornings, like before I get my kids up and before I really get the day started. It's really for me. And then I can get them up, get them started about their day, and then go to work and then cook dinner or whatever I have to do. But I know within certain time slots, like this is the most efficient to get done by that time.
Nice. I do want to ask you about your workouts because you do the at home. You mostly at home or all at home?
All at home or like out in the community if I happen to go like hiking or something.
Okay, so at home, I know a lot of people want to know at home. How does that work? Do you have to find what best at home workout works for you, or is it just you just go on YouTube and type in at home workouts?
I think it's really trial and error, honestly. For me, what I saw that most worked recently was I got a trainer, and then she actually uploaded it into the app to where I knew on Monday I had arm workouts or something, upper body, and then Tuesday was like lower body, Wednesday was like a rest day. So when it was broken down for me like that, and then it kept track like, okay, you worked out for 30 minutes and this was how many calories you burned. It's better for me, more beneficial if I'm like able to see the progress that I'm making.
All right.
Like people see you wear Apple Watches and things like that, but it's kind of like a motivator to me because I see the numbers going up. And then it's just better for me rather than just knowing, hey, I was active today. Like, I want to see the numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask because I go to the park, but I don't have an Apple Watch or I don't track it with my phone.
Right.
What's, in terms of cardio, what's the estimate amount of minutes or hours and cardio and calories?
I would say about 30 minutes is my ultimate goal. I'm never going to work out more than 45 minutes like that. An hour is already too much for me unless I'm going like hiking or I have it like planned to be very active that day. Like no, 30 minutes is all I'm going to do. I would say it depends on how you walk, or you can't just be like a slow poke. Like you have to actually put intent
That's
behind
me.
it.
I walk. I just
Yeah.
walk. People think I'm walking.
You need to have
I
like
speed
some pep in
walk.
your step.
I speed walk and I go up the hill, but
Okay.
it's too fucking hot to be.
Well, you have to go in the mornings, like.
I'm here in the
Well,
morning.
true. Well, then you have to go like at night. Like I would say 7 or after, because it doesn't get dark until like 8 o'clock.
Right.
So yeah, it just the
I'm
calories depend.
writing this down.
Okay, write it down.
45 minutes,
30 to 45.
30 to 45 minutes.
Right.
And how many calories I should aim. If I look down at a watch on my phone and say
Right.
calories,
I would say 200 plus.
200 plus. All right.
Yes.
I ain't had none of this written down neither. I really want to ask you about working
No,
out
that's what you should. And
I've
for
seen
me,
the progress.
it's like I have to do things that can be easily accessible and incorporated into my lifestyle because, like you say, I am a mom. I have to do a balancing act. So it's not convenient for me to go to the gym. It's just also where I live and things like that.
Yeah.
All these different factors. Home workouts, it requires you to be very motivated for yourself. But motivation isn't the key factor where everybody always thinks you have to be motivated. Like, you have to be disciplined. You have to
Right.
know at the end of the day, even if you don't want to do it or not, this is going to be the best for you.
Right.
And it's not something you have to do every day. Like, ultimately, the minimum, I would say working out 3 times a week. And then maximum is like 5. Like, I'll work out Monday through Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday,
Do 2 a days anytime? Or
I've been doing a lot of 2-a-day cardio. So I'll work it like in the morning, I'll do 30 minutes walking, and then I'll do 30 minutes in the afternoon just because I haven't felt like doing any strength training.
okay.
So it's something easier.
All right, what's the I know it's benefits to working out, but what have you noticed that you don't think about and you just notice it on the random, like, damn, this come from working out?
Mood enhancing for sure. And then also you don't have that dread where, you know, when you have something to do and you know that you're doing it, you're like dreading to get it done or something.
Right.
Or say you go the whole day without working out and you know you wanted to work out and then you're just like laying there in bed. You can't sleep because now you're like, oh, I should have worked out today. Like, now you're adding up all the days that you didn't work out. And I'm just like, that's why I work out in the morning, because I can get it done before my body even knows that I'm like tripping on it right now. Mm-hmm. And then so I'm like, okay, I'm going to work out, get this done, and my mood is so much better. I can be friendlier at work. And then in the afternoon, I know that I don't have anything else to do besides like cook dinner, eat, or like veg out.
And like they said, when you veg out, and like they said, when you miss one day of working out, you feel like you missed the whole month.
Right.
So I totally understand. I'm gonna get on it. Like, I do go to the park, I sweat because obviously it's hot. But I seen like your progression. And I was like, damn, Becca doing this at home workout, and she's killing more weight than or toning up more than the people who
that's the thing.
post a little Planet Fitness mirror picture. I like Becca be getting it in, so I did want to ask you about that.
Thank you. That makes me feel good too, though.
That's a surprise. Like, you know, I was gonna ask you about that.
Okay, I am surprised.
I know, but what we did talk about before,
Yes.
about the community,
Yeah.
and you had a great. I don't know if you want to say it on the platform.
I
More than
wasn't going to
welcome.
say it, but yeah.
I mean, you could just give a quick. You don't got to be the whole
Right.
layout, but
I would say just bringing something to the community that you don't really have here. You see them in larger areas, but just something that you can be excited of, something you can be proud of. I feel like the place that we live at is a large enough population to really be able to have activities and stuff like that. I had looked up yesterday, actually, me and my friend were talking about trying to meet in the middle, and they have this website where you can put like the 2 addresses in and it will give you like the middle place. So the place that we looked at was like this tiny town. I don't want to say the name, but it only has like a population of like 3,400. And I was like, well, that's relatively small.
yes, definitely.
And then so I looked up the place that we live, and it's like over 1 million, like over 500,000. And
This area?
yes.
Wow.
I
What are
did
they-
not know that.
What are they counting? Are they counting just Phoenix City, Columbus, Fort Mitchell?
Columbus.
Oh, Columbus alone.
Columbus alone
Wow.
was, yeah.
I didn't think of that.
I didn't think so either. So when you like really think of the population like that and the numbers, we have to do something for
Yeah.
the city. Like,
And it's nothing.
There's
Like, people
nothing.
think it's just me being a person that I don't want to do this on. It's really nothing. It's stuff to do. Like I tell people, you come here for a month, you can find your restaurants, you can find what you want to do, but you're like, okay, that was cool for a one-time thing. It's not something you continuously want to do. And what you was telling me, that's definitely something that's missing, in my opinion.
I think also the things that we've been doing since high school, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
not very much that has changed besides restaurants and things like that. But ultimately, the activities that you can do, what are you really doing? Going to the movies,
Yeah.
bowling.
You doing that in the evening time, probably.
Exactly.
You're not doing that at night.
Not during the day. There's nothing that I can think of right now in the Phoenix City area. I would at least say that during the day you're going to go there. Like, nobody's saying, hey, let's go to Phoenix City and
Nah.
do something.
Nah, you're not even trying to pull up on nobody, really.
No.
Just,
And it shouldn't be like that. Like,
It
why do we
shouldn't.
have to go give our money to bigger places when we have enough here.
I was saying yesterday because me and the fellas had linked up and they was talking about somebody's relocating. One of my friends is relocating, and he was like, "I'm gonna use this time just to see the world." And I was like, "What he's going to do? He's definitely about to see the world." So I was like, "You don't have to worry about that." But it's the thing about around here, like Atlanta is right there. So I say, okay, you got Atlanta, you got Florida, and with Atlanta comes the airport.
Right.
So a lot of people, especially our age group, you don't know where they're at right now. They're not in Phoenix City probably. No. Unless they working or,
visiting family. Yeah, nobody's really, no. And that's such a great thing that she said too, because people that are from here, like outside of the military community, or people that just want to travel and things like that, they're not going anywhere. Like they're staying in the Tri-City area. I was eating my Chinese food with chopsticks, and they thought it was like so weird, like so extra. And they're like, "Oh wow, this is like really fancy." I'm like, it's like the traditional way to eat the actual cuisine. Yeah. So like not in a bad way, but it just surprises you that people don't really know certain things or just are exposed to certain things like that. You just don't think of it that way.
And Becca is a foodie.
I'm a big foodie.
Big foodie. What's some of your favorite restaurants, just in general, not just around here?
I would say Fogo de Chao is probably my ultimate favorite in Atlanta. And I was so sad when I heard them like having shot it up. I was like, this was so random.
I thought you were about to say shut down because of the pandemic.
Well, because there was one that was like that. It's like similar, and they did shut down due to the pandemic. Okay. But yeah, that's probably my favorite because they bring out, have you ever been there?
No.
So most Brazilian steakhouses that you go to, they have like waiters, right? But the waiters essentially carry around these big chunks of meat, and they like cut it off for you. So they give you like little placards, and green obviously means like, yes, you want more food. And then red is like, no, you don't want any food right now. But imagine like so many people, and I'll have to show you a picture because when me and my friend were in Miami recently, when I tell you we were so overwhelmed by the amount of men that came with all these meats, like literally these big hunks of meat. And it's so funny, like, I know. It's so funny when you say it like that, but truly. And we're all like looking around, like, and he's like, "Oh, I'll take your picture." So it's like 6 men with these big old hunks, and they've got like these big knives and things like that. So it was like really overwhelming, but it's so fun because it's just so much. Like they have lamb chops, they've got pork chops, ribs. Like
I've been
sausage.
wanting to try lamb chops, but I just haven't got around
It's like a sweeter meat.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I would suggest go. Also get Brazilian lemonade. That's my ultimate favorite.
Brazilian lemonade?
Man.
How's that?
They put like, what's that milk? Sweetened condensed milk, and then it's like limes and sugar. That's ultimately what it is. And they blend it up together and strain it. It's so good and refreshing. Like, you're eating all this stuff and you want something like light.
Becca eats, man.
But it's so great because, like, I'm telling you, that comment I told you about the other day where, like, I'm sure you don't miss a meal. Like, no, I don't. Yeah. Like, thank you, because
your
this
DMs,
is a lifestyle.
Your DMs a strange place.
They are.
I do want to ask you about that. Okay. So me and you, we're friends.
Of course.
So I like having women friends who give that information. Like, yo, look what this dude is in my DM doing. Does that, because like I told you, that kind of mess it up for the normal guys who just want to say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Exactly.
They think, "Oh, look at this weirdo." I'm just saying, "Hey, how you doing?" So how does that come about? I'm not asking you your DMs, but how do you separate the casual conversation from obviously the creepy guys? Because you let me know about foot fetishes, and I'm like, fam, come on.
It gets crazy, like. And then you saw the thing I showed you yesterday also, like about Darth Vader and stuff like that, just random stuff like that. But I think for me, what separates it is you don't have to be like weird. You don't have to have like a catchphrase or something where you're like, boom, like I'm going to surprise her. Like, yeah, it's nice to hear different stuff, but then also you don't have to do the most. Like, just come as you are type of thing. Like,
if you left on red, you left on red.
Yeah, and I try not to do that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's ultimately what it is. Like, and I was thinking this yesterday too, because I had got invited to go somewhere, and it's like, I feel like I'm at this age now where I don't feel like I have to put on nor like put up an excuse. I'm not going to be rude about it or anything, but I feel like I should be able to politely decline. Mm-hmm. And then you shouldn't be asking me questions about why I'm declining. Like, accept the explanation. You know what I'm saying? Like, accept that, and then Like, we can keep it moving. It's not awkward
Yeah,
or anything.
it's not the
like,
end of the world,
it's just,
man.
it is what it is. Like,
I tell people, I'm like, man, it's a million people, it's more than a million people in the world. There's a lot of different cities, of different states. If one declines, if one turn you down,
it
it's
does
fine.
not take away from you. I promise.
It's fine.
I promise.
Men have an ego.
Yes.
Man, they thinking because they got them likes. If you go like somebody pictures, like 5 pictures, they're like, oh, she wants me. I can say anything I feel like in her DM. So let me say the most outrageous thing, and she's gonna do it because she likes my pictures. And
Right.
that's not the world that we in, man.
And it's not, and I also feel like just because I'm liking your pictures, that doesn't mean that I'm interested in you. Like,
Exactly.
I'm naturally a nice person, and I enjoy seeing people do good. I enjoy seeing people share their things. Like, when you share your stuff, like, I'm gonna hype you up because that's awesome that you're going out and trying things or that you're doing stuff, like, but just because I'm like hearting your stuff or just because I'm like, haha, like, oh, this was so funny, that's not an invitation for you to like want to see me now.
Right.
Like,
And that,
I think, people have to get that.
And it kind of leads to our next conversation because people put so much stock into likes and shares.
Yes.
And just speaking for me, I say it time and time again. I can post podcast stuff, whatever. One post may get 35. One post may get 50.
Right.
One post may get 1. Some posts may get none. That doesn't necessarily equals to the listens, the downloads. So in terms of that, putting on versus what you said, putting on versus complaining about the city. But
Okay, yes.
I'm just saying in terms of, what's the best way I can put this? Just what do you think that could bring? Do you think this city is missing exposure or support? What?
I think a little both.
In terms of everything, not just rapping, podcasting,
No.
everything, business. Just is it exposure or support?
I would say both, just because with where our location is, I feel like we do fall in the shadow of Atlanta a lot of times. So there is that, because Atlanta is big and glam and,
Right.
all these things that are associated with there. Whereas when you think of the area that we're in, it's just not like the Fountain City.
Right.
Okay.
But my thing is, and I just been really looking from the inside out. You can speak more on this because you've been outside longer. Don't do that.
What, outside longer?
You've been outside longer than me. I didn't go to Big City. I didn't go to Mario's.
Okay.
The thing about it, I noticed, let's say Friday, this club is jumping. So everybody's going to that club Friday.
Right.
You go to any other club, it's dead because everybody's there. Saturday, the same club that was jumping Friday is not jumping Saturday because Saturday everybody goes to this place.
Right.
Do you think that would mess it up kind of? That everybody's in one place at the same time, that can bring more drama, more conflict, more standing around looking at each other?
I think it's the cultural aspect of it as well, like depending upon the type of club vibe that you have, because let's face it, there's also the racial demographic that you have to keep in mind and things like that when it comes to clubs, because some days you'll see more of this race compared to another day with that race. And that's just what it is. Also compared to what the DJ is playing, things like that.
Yeah.
But I do think it messes it up because you don't have a variety. Like every week you're going to the same club and they're doing the same exact thing. You get tired of that. And I think that's where everybody is at now, is we've been doing the same thing. I know for me, on being outside longer, it's some of the same clubs or the same atmosphere, or it's the same people. They're just changing their club name, but it's the exact same setting. So it's like I'm not getting anything new or fresh. I don't feel like it's somewhere that A, I'm safe, or B, I'm just going to go to have a good time. I don't want any drama. Like, I don't want to see anyone getting any fights. I don't want to hear any threats. I want to go out. I don't want to spend my money because I'm going to spend my money regardless, right? That's not the point. I want quality when I'm spending it.
And that's what I think's been missing. Like, from everything, for me, from the music, it's like, okay, that's cool, but not saying you got to throw on salsa, but mix it up a little bit, because you got different people. The women. That's why I think the community is really slipping. The DJs are not really, I mean, they got the R&B nights and all that, but fam, you got all these women in here, and you got all these hostile dudes. Put something that can calm everybody down.
Literally, right.
Most of the clubs you can't smoke the drinks or whatever it is, so people are already feeling the way. So just let the mood set the vibe a little bit. And then in terms of safety, I don't even got to speak on that. It is what it is on that point. Any given night, you never know what could pop up. Sad to say, it's just being real.
And I feel like also when I go there, and I'm not even going to say the name, but like a place that I wouldn't even say frequent, but that I go to fairly often for this one particular thing, and it's hookah. So it's going to narrow that down very much. But I feel like this is a very prominent or popular place, and then you have like rips and tears in your sofas. Like, that makes me feel some type of way. That doesn't give me, like, a luxury vibe. It doesn't give me, like, I want to spend my money here, because when you think about how much you're spending and then you're sitting here counting all the people in the actual venue, and you're like, man, that times that equals this, why would you not want to invest in your venue and make it better than what it's currently looking at? Like, I understand if you were just starting out, like, you've been here for quite some time now, and you have events at your place where we're bringing, like, big names out, and I don't feel comfortable when I'm sitting there because my leg is getting scratched by the leather that's like sitting up.
Right.
That doesn't give me like feel good vibes.
And another thing, why don't we have like a regular brunch spot? Like something that in terms of, I know I can come here, eat good, eat at a reasonable price, and hear music that's for us. Not saying it got to be nook if you buck, but
Right.
it could be something like, okay, I know I can come here Saturday morning or Sunday morning and have a good morning to start my day off with.
I think they're doing more now. Like, I've seen certain clubs are doing brunch now. I guess it's kind of a way to make money because there's like a wave right now. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Everybody is brunching now on the
Brunch,
weekends.
hookah,
So, yeah.
mimosas,
Mimosas.
tequila.
I'm going to do mimosa all day, every day. Like, I make mimosas at home, so.
I tried a mimosa over the weekend. I tried to make one. I don't think I did it right.
You probably put too much orange juice.
I didn't even have orange juice. I had
That's
raspberry simply lemonade.
Okay, I can get with that because people have been using the Simply Lemonade lately. Okay. So I could understand that. Okay.
I'm not the biggest champagne guy neither.
Well, no.
So that's probably what it is. I ain't even been drinking. I've been drinking wine lately. Pinot Grigio.
Wine is definitely different. Like, that's a different vibe.
I like it. I prefer
it's
that.
Smooth.
Yeah.
You don't have to work. Like, you'll get a hangover depending on how much you do. But that drunk is different from a liquor drunk. Like, it's very smooth, sexy, like low key. Yeah.
I prefer it. It's the headache waking up after you drinking. And I don't even have hangovers like that. But It's just that one moment you just wake up and you just feel that little boom boom. And I'm like,
For me, it's like the uneasy stomach where you just don't feel like you can eat properly, or it's just like not even bubbly, but just it's not right. Like, it just does not feel right. I hate that after drinking. And I'm like, I'd rather not. And it's so funny. Them little Pepto chewables, that helps me anytime.
like the pink bottle they made.
Yeah, they have chewables. So it comes like 2 in a pack. But I swear by this, like anytime I'm drinking, especially heavy liquor, the next morning, like once I wake up, I'm like drinking my water and I take that, I'm good. Like, I cracked the code.
I know people asking, they're like, before we start, you want to take this goody powder? I was like,
I heard that.
I was like, no. Like, I'm gonna take my hangover if it comes. I'm not that big of a drinker, though.
And if you don't mix, like.
Yeah, I definitely mix.
Oh.
The most I probably drank, like, straight shots was when I was at my trip in Puerto Rico. But if I'm drinking, I definitely have.
What do you mix, though?
Depends on what I have. I'm making the transition now from dark to white. Yeah. So I get, like, Patron or something. I have just simply lemonade. I like my drink to be good. I don't want to just drink it just to feel good. I want my drink to be enjoyable. So I definitely
started drinking brown now over white. And before I was white over brown. But I think now, because I hang out with my dad a lot, obviously, when he comes. So he's, like, drinking, like, whiskey. Yeah. And so, he's got, like, a cigar. He's, like, sophisticated drinking. And so I'm trying to keep up with that. He, like, let me smoke a cigar. I don't get the point, but, hey, different strokes for different folks.
I like how we just had a intelligent conversation about drinking and mixing. But Is there anything else you would like to discuss? Because we can talk about anything at any given. Any questions you have?
I was going to ask you just in reference to, because now you're up in triple digits. So you're almost at that big 200. How do you feel compared to when you were starting compared to now?
Definitely more confident. I'm definitely more confident. And I feel like I surrounded myself with people who hold me accountable. Right. So if it wasn't good, they'd be like, Tyler, I understand.
Do you think they would, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I have even my closest friend who's like the nicest guy, Jacob, who started his own podcast.
Right.
He would tell me, Tyler, you said this about basketball. One, you're wrong. And two, like I make sure I do research. So even if it is bad, I'm giving out factual information and I'm giving my opinion. But in terms of how you present it, how you speaking, how you follow up with it, my friends would tell me.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I'm definitely more confident. I don't want to say I inspire people.
I think you do. You should say that.
I know I should, but I'm just not that guy to be like, y'all inspired.
No, I know. And I think we all don't like to look at ourselves in that manner, but I totally feel like you're inspirational.
Yeah, I clap for myself, but I don't like to clap too much because I told my friend last week when she was on here, I said, yo, it's just something you don't notice while you're doing. Right. Like I look at the number like, damn, 107. Like, damn, we've been doing this a long time. And I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for clout. No. I'm doing it because I really enjoy podcasts. And I just feel like my voice, I ain't gonna say my voice should be heard, but I just feel like I got a lot of good shit to say.
I think so. That brings me to my next question, and I'm going to circle back to that. But you said in reference to your friends, how have you noticed your friends treat you differently now that you're doing this podcast as opposed to maybe when you were discussing it as an idea?
Probably just more questions about stuff going on.
Okay.
Like, Tyler, how you feel about it? I'm like, fam. So
you're like a source now.
Yeah. Okay. It's like, well, I don't really say too much because some stuff I really don't. What I talk about on here is what I actually like care about. Like if I were to post on Facebook, I would post about wrestling. Right. Even though you laughed at me for it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But it's just more questions about what's going on and wanting to know my opinion before I record about it or something like that. So but there's nothing like changed. Not like people look at me different or nothing. I hope not. I don't know because I don't be around like that.
Because some people like you at the end of the day, I feel like everybody wants to be doing something, but not everybody can. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be the people that talk about doing something, and then there's the people like you who are ultimately doing what they intended on doing. And even though, like you said, it's just something that you do like for leisure. It's not something you're looking to make money out of. But, I mean, if you can at the same time while getting your opinion out, I think that's like the ultimate package.
Yeah, they bring a bag now. Hey.
Right. Merch coming soon.
Yeah, right. And I was telling my family yesterday, they was like, yo, how you do the studio? I said, it just so happens that I was already doing a podcast. Right. And we had a news director come and he wanted to start podcasting for the reporters. And it just so happened that I was working here and they built this. And I'm like, I waited like 2 years. My coworker like, yo, they got a podcast. Why you don't use it? I'm like, no, that's theirs. I don't want to come in and
using their technology things.
And just one day I was working. Well, I showed you, and I was like, I think I'm gonna ask him, can I use it? I've been telling you that to go ask him. I just asked him. He said, yeah, I've been seeing you post on Facebook. I was wondering when you're gonna. Aw. And I was like, okay. And now I feel like, even though it's some stuff that still hurdles, like technical difficulties or something, I still feel like I'm confident. You know what I'm saying? And they can see me and say, okay, Tyler can do this shit for 4 years almost. Don't be in no drama, not looking for clickbait, not looking for clout. I can do it too.
Not looking to go viral.
Yeah, I'm not looking for that. And I tell my friends, they come or they want to come. I say, yo, this could be you. You probably thinking, oh, maybe I can come and ask Tyler again. Can I come and talk about this? Right. Because it's people I want like different opinions on stuff. Like my opinion is not the same as your opinion. Your opinion not the same as this person, that person. Right. So it's not an open door policy, but if you want to come and chat, just let me know. And maybe you may find something in podcasting that suits you because I don't want to be in front of the camera all the time.
I think that was like the biggest thing that made me ask was just because I myself am trying to get out of my own little box, I guess, and try something else. So why not try something new? And then I can do it with my friend. Like that makes it even better. And then like you said, you're inspiring. And even if podcasting weren't to be my thing, just to know that I have the option of trying something and actually doing it, And then you're succeeding no matter what. Like, even if you're not getting numbers and things like that, I ain't talking about, I'm saying in general. And in general, okay, even if you're not getting numbers in general, not you specifically, Tyler.
I'm just saying. You got to start somewhere,
He's got the numbers, yes. Okay, folks, he's got the numbers.
Audio, YouTube, fuck with me. Audio still there, YouTube.
People feel like you have to get accolades to do something. Like, I think that's the thing I miss about being a child the most, is that I did stuff because I wanted to do it, because it looked like fun, because it's something I wanted to experience. And then society kind of conditions you to shy away from that. Like, you have to have the intent behind everything. Like, you got to go to work. You got to do these things. But no, like, you can do whatever you want to do just because you want to do it. You don't have to even be good at it.
Yeah, you don't. It's a lot of people doing stuff that need to stop because they're not good at it.
That's it. And then I look at people like that, and I'm like, damn.
Somebody should tell you,
not
stop.
Judging, but like, why am I not trying? Like,
but I've had friends like that who wants to do stuff, and then they post it, and I see it. Not saying my shit is the top tier, because some people may see my shit and say, "Bro, I wish this dude would stop." Right. But it's some people I'm like, fam, come on, you know better than that. Yeah, especially with certain. Let's say it music. Music. You know that was the sound years ago. That's not what's in. Come on now.
You have to read the vibe.
You gotta read the room, read the vibe.
Yeah. And it's gonna tell you, like, energy is real. You're gonna feel that. And I think people go against that feeling, like, no. Just feel it, know it, and keep it moving.
Do it. You got all this in your phone. Resources, Google it, just whatever you feel like you
Please.
How can I just type, how can I do better in blah, 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 blah.
Truly.
And I'm sure you can find an article or something that can give you some tips to start with.
They're going to pull you up like a video. I'm telling you, any possible thing that you wanted to look up and know resources about is at your fingertips, truly.
Literally. You're
choosing to be ignorant at this point. And I'm like a part of that as well, where I'm like, dang, I don't know anything about this. And why? Because you're choosing not to know about it.
Research right there in the palm of your hands.
Every time.
Every single time.
I think some other questions that I have for you would be, how do you feel in reference to dating in 2022?
Oh, my God. This is what they've been waiting on.
Because
I have never, I've been doing this for a minute.
Okay.
Clearly by myself. Mm-hmm. You are the second woman on the podcast.
Right.
The first in person.
Okay.
So I'm glad you brought this, so now I can probably edit all that other stuff. All right, so they want to know. Yes. You want to know, they want to know. I feel like social media is influencing it too much.
Agreed.
And we talked about this, the in-person communication versus social media versus texting, all that. So that's one. And I feel like everybody just like trying to up each other instead of make each other better.
I agree.
Now, you got some couples out there that clearly, okay, he doing his thing, she doing her thing. They came together. They got a beautiful family. Right. They doing, from the outside looking in,
exactly.
They doing what they need to do. So I think social media is kind of, I hate the word toxic, but it's making it real toxic. It's like, come to the situation now, it's like, okay, if you date her, how you feel about following each other on social media?
Right.
Why does that matter?
Why?
So I just feel like that is messing it up. And for me, that was messing it up for me, I would say, definitely. Because they seeing me doing the podcast, they thinking, oh, Tyler going to blackball our business. I was like, no, I keep stuff personal.
Right.
Personal.
And you should, yeah.
I'm not coming on here to talk about my relationship and all that. So I just think social media messed it up, if you want my true opinion about it.
I can definitely agree. I think, like you said, everybody's trying to one-up. It's all about clout now. Who can do the most? Because at any given time, you're going to see a video and you're like, why would you post this? Like, you probably shouldn't have posted that. Or we would have been better off not knowing this. Like, this is too much, too personal.
Yeah.
And likes aren't everything. Like, it's okay.
And that's another thing. Why you liking this picture? It's like, damn, I can't like pictures no more.
People really show you, but I feel like social media is kind of messy as well. Like, it manipulates us. And I don't know if you saw that documentary in reference to social media where they really broke it down to how they're manipulating us.
Is it a social experiment or something like that?
I think it's something like that.
Yeah, I saw it.
And they're showing you how when you frequent this, or it's like
Yeah,
willing you to
if you
put
your phone down and you pick it up, you see an ad
That's
or
some
something.
real
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And they're being messy because it could be like if I'm speaking to somebody, or just if you're frequently like messaging through social media. I don't know if you've noticed, like if you go to a picture, it'll be like that person and so many others like this picture. They're being messy as hell. Like, why do I need to know about this? But it's keeping you like coming back. You're wanting more, and it really is changing the chemistry of our brains, like to find this acceptable or to find something else unacceptable, where without that technology, it would be completely fine. It would be normal.
Right. I just think, why does that have so much more stock than real life? It's like, okay, if you see me like a picture, why are you confronting about it in real life? It's like, I'm just watching the game. No, me and her,
Right.
So, yeah. So how you feel dating? Because your DMs are popping.
But my DMs are only popping, like not because I want them to be. So it'll be like, if I post a picture, why are you DMing me? Like, you know what I look like. Like, I was pressured before I posted this picture. You know what I mean?
So is it like a lot of, coming from a woman opinion, because I got a homegirl who hate when I say female.
Okay.
She hates it. So coming from a woman perspective, is it pressure on dudes to like really approach you with it already? Like not money or nothing, like, yo, if you approaching me, you got to have a plan. You can't just be no, hey, how you doing? You got to follow up with something. I'm not just about to text you all day. And do we got to, like, let's say for the first month.
Right.
What's the vibe got to be like?
I think you definitely have to have some action behind words, because you just commenting on my pictures every time to say, oh, you fine. Like, thank you. Mm-hmm. Like at some point, compliments, they don't move you anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. And not that they're not nice or that you shouldn't compliment women, but you have to know that it takes more than complimenting to get somewhere with a woman. Like, just because you're complimenting a woman doesn't mean that she's going to go out on a date with you.
Okay.
I think especially in this modern age, women are of a different mindset, because we don't need men the way that we may have before in society.
I agree.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, in all different facets. And that's for men as well. I mean, we see technology has provided many a stimulation for people and things like that. But I think you have to communicate, and then you have to put some effort into it. Like, I'm not telling you have to plan some grand gesture, but coffee is fine to start with. Like, and somebody asked me to hang out for the first time, and I was like, okay, and I'm not going to get into it too deep because I don't want this person to feel hit.
We don't do no name dropping over here.
But I don't feel like if I'm going to hang out with you for the first time, I should be going to your house.
Oh, no.
I feel like that's such a big no-no.
Yeah.
Like, it's
so
almost rude of you.
They saying hang out as in this is the plan?
Yes, like, okay. So they said, hey, do you like doing hookah? And I was like, yeah, like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, so do you have a place that you prefer? And they were like, my house.
The crib.
And I was like, and so I didn't respond like right away, because I try to think about what I say. Like, I would never want somebody to feel small or like I'm disrespecting them or something. But I just wrote back, like, I'm going to be honest. I don't go to people's houses for the first time that I hang out. And I don't care if I've known you and we've been following each other on social media for years. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to your house. And I don't, like, it's weird to me that you feel comfortable bringing people that you've never hung out with, like, to your home. Like, that's questionable.
As we've seen, it's a very dangerous game.
It is.
Fight strangers.
And then you don't know what time I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just saying what he's on, but you don't know what I got going on. And
I got staking out your house or something.
Exactly. Like, so I was just like, no, like, I'd rather not. And then they suggested something else, and I didn't like that idea either, in reference to meeting for the first time. Because I feel like you have to know, like, if you're doing a certain activity, it can't be, like, a lot of movement. Like, there's no way for you to speak to me. Like,
yeah. See, that's what go back to, like you said, well, like I said, dudes approaching women, messing it up for other dudes who want to approach. Because if I'm saying, hey, I enjoy hookah,
Right.
I'm not saying, yo, where you like to smoke hookah at? Shit, the crib. You can just come over here. Like, fam, they got hookah bars that you can.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, take her out. Like, it mess it up. It mess it up for, like, dudes mess it up for other dudes. Social media messing it up. Some women, which I've came across within the past couple of years, a lot of women when it comes to, like, self-esteem, self-confidence. Because I'm used to, like, women not being rough and tough, but being like, yeah, I'm her. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I like that. I like that confidence. And when you just meet females that may be in the downs or something like that, and then they feel like they can just lash at you and come back and say, I'm sorry, I'm going through this. Right. It's like, fam, that's mentally. It's not acceptable. Yeah, it's mentally draining. I just can't.
Because you have a choice.
Yeah.
How you treat people.
Right.
And it's so easy just to be like, you know what, I'm not having the best day today. Let me hit you up later. Or I think communication is the biggest, but when we say communication, a lot of times people will think just talking, but
talking all day, every day.
Listening,
yeah.
That's a great communicator.
Yes.
Like, you have to be able to listen well and listen to receive the information, not just listen to react and speak on what they're saying.
That's what I had to learn, especially like during the pandemic quarantine. I was just horrible at that. I wasn't communicating. Because I'm like, well, one, I can't see you.
Right.
Because the obvious, and it's like, yo, you want to text all day and all. Well, you're horrible at communicating. You one day you like this, another day, and I just blame it on the pandemic. I'm like, yo, I'm going through shit at work or whatever.
But that's true shit though. Like, we like to downplay that, or like it wasn't a big deal, but like mentally, that was a huge thing because humans are not made to be isolated. Like, if the pandemic has shown us anything, like it's okay to be where you want to be alone every now and then, but as far as like not having any speaking, any like a hug just from a friend or something like that, a handshake, like that goes a long way. And so the fact that we didn't get, that's a big mental, block on yourself. Yeah.
And I had to learn too, not saying that I'm great at this, but I just had to learn sometimes they can take your kindness for more than that.
Oh yeah.
In terms of, oh, he really likes me. Like, no, I'm just a nice dude.
Trying to be friendly.
I'm just a nice dude. Like, the ones who know me know I can be mean. So not mean in terms of call you out your name, none of that. Just means in terms of one day we may be texting happy, whatever. Then the next day I may be dry because I'm like, yo, we just talked all day yesterday.
Right.
Like, let me relax. Let me live a little bit so I can come back and let you know how my day was. But
and understand, we don't have to talk every single day to be cool. Like, you and I, we don't speak every day, but our friendship has been going on for how long now?
Right.
Like, you have to understand people are going through their lives on a daily basis, and you're going through trials and tribulations like anybody else. Like, we don't have to speak every day. As long as you know I got you, and if you needed me, you could call me or text me.
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you. And I just get this asshole stamp, and I'm like, I'm not an asshole, just...
Right.
Either I don't take shit or I just don't like to be bothered. And then when I'm nice, I'm the nicest guy ever.
Right.
It just, Tyler go through stuff too.
Exactly.
It's like,
exactly.
I'm sad. I'm sorry I'm looking like I'm perfect, but I'm not.
No.
Like, I'm not. Sorry.
You were mistaken.
I'm very, I
have a question too once you get done with that.
I feel like I'm the Joker sometimes. Heath Ledger.
The split.
I feel like I'm just terrorizing the city or something.
You're not terrorizing the city.
I don't know.
Oh my God, that's dramatic. Wow. Like, you went so far.
I don't know. What question you have?
I was going to say, in reference to dating in 2022, somebody asked me this, also a male, and he was like, why do women feel that they have the right to ask you for food? Like, and they're just supposed to get free food. Like, and I'll tell you, the example was this woman hit him up and was like, can you DoorDash me lunch to work? And he's not dating this individual. They're not seeing each other. Yeah. And apparently she's done this multiple times. So I was like, that to me is taking advantage. I can understand. And she tried to blame it on she didn't have, like, money until the next day, which I get. Like,
why are you texting him if y'all not even communicating?
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Why?
If we communicating and stuff, it's like, okay, with DoorDash, I'm like, nah, just wait till I get off work. I can bring it to you because DoorDash going to charge a little more extra than what.
That's extra.
Yeah.
I don't even DoorDash for myself. Yeah. You going DoorDash for you?
I like DoorDash. Wait a minute. Can you wait till I get off work in that situation? But if we not talking, if we not friends.
Apparently some people just go out for free food. And that's not something that moves me. I'm not going to go date you, or not even date you. I'm not going to go and hang out with you if I don't feel like there's something there. Like, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time.
That's what I had to learn as well. Stop wasting my time.
Stop wasting your time. Because if you don't feel it, and yeah, there's some times where maybe you don't have that chemistry right off the back. And then when you do hang out, like, because it doesn't translate very well over social media or text or something. So there could be that possibility. But if I'm already not feeling you, because I feel like looking at your pictures, or if you post videos, or even the type of music selection you have, that'll tell me, like, if we have something in common or not.
Yeah, we can start somewhere.
Yeah. But if I'm not feeling it right now, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to feel it later. So I'd rather save that for you. And that doesn't mean we can't be friends or anything like that, but I'm just not taking it that far.
Yeah, dating, it's tricky. Because like I said, you come across different people with different personalities. And I had to learn that. Now that's why I just fall back. I know who I fuck with. I know who I don't fuck with.
It's so terrible, though, because everybody has that mindset. I had heard something, and it was on the Giveon album. I was trying to listen to it on the way here.
Great album, by the way. I heard it.
Yes. I've only gotten to, like, number 6, but so far, solid.
It's
solid.
a great project.
It is.
We'll talk about that, too.
No, it is. But he said, my last relationship was cold, so now I got to be the coldest. And I was like, because, right?
You know he cheated on his ex.
I know.
Okay, I don't make sure.
I know.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, when you, even, like, from my perspective of where I was at in my previous relationship and stuff like that, it's like, that is the end result where you feel like somebody did you wrong and now you have to be on this.
Cold, yeah.
But you don't have to. Like, that's letting them win. So I'd rather just be loving and, open to new things. Not that I am right now, but I know that in the future it's there. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, I'm never in a relationship again or something. Like, you can't be like that. So that was a hard line for me because I was like, dang, that's what everybody is out here doing now. Yeah, they feel like they're being played.
Everybody trying to be this asshole or just not nice.
Yeah.
Not nice. Oh, if you want to fuck with me, you got to bring money. You got to do. It's like, fam, like, can I know your name?
Can I?
Can I just know your name for a minute? Can I remember you? Like, can you leave?
Remember you?
Can you leave something that made me be like, you know what? She cool as hell. That's all I want. Just let me say, you know what? She cool as hell.
All right.
We ain't gotta be married. You know, you are just a cool ass person.
Just a good person.
Like you 100, you keep it real, you're a stand up person. Right. You don't go out your way to do crazy. You just a cool ass person. And I think that was just missing from this. Everybody wanna one up each other. It's not about that.
I'm gonna play you before you play me.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that.
Hey, let's enjoy our time together. Wherever we feel like we eat, travel, events, whatever. Let's just enjoy each other's company.
I think that's the saddest part about where we are in life now is because it's like with all the knowledge that we have, why are we still being so like primal and wanting to fight about stuff that really doesn't matter at the end of the day? Because it doesn't matter where you live. Like everybody is going through something. The amount or rate that it's coming at you or how bad it's affecting you is different for everyone. But ultimately, at the end of the day, everybody is going through something. Yeah. So why aren't we being more compassionate?
Don't let the astrology people come into play. Oh
yeah.
God. That's the Leo sunshine in you.
the moon rising.
Yeah. I'm like, that don't got my birthday has nothing to do with how I'm feeling in November. Right. Like, come on, man. So
but I don't know, because I feel like seasonal depression is like definitely a thing.
It's a thing now.
It is.
It's a thing. I'm
so blah. Like in the colder seasons, I don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah, I come alive in the fall.
Okay, Drake.
I come alive in the fall.
Right. Okay, on to Giveon. Okay. I know he cheated on her.
Justine Sky.
I feel like he's accepted responsibility for that, and he's laying it out in there.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a I want you back type of thing.
No. Accountability.
He messed up. I mean, from what I heard, you can't talk your way out of that. Something like the iCloud, she saw everything, and that's what I don't know if it's true or not.
See, technology is so smart, it's making folks stupid.
Yeah, I heard the iCloud was connected, and he was telling her one thing. Meanwhile, he was back, I guess, another part of the world doing the whole other thing, so he was caught red-handed. But with his album, for me, I don't know if I told you, I wasn't the biggest fan of his music at first. Like
Okay.
I saw people like, you know how those new artists come about and everybody just, yo, new Giveon, new Giveon. And I heard it and I was like, okay, it's cool. It was the voice.
His voice is so much lower than what people are used to.
It's very unique.
It is.
It was one of those things where I was like, okay, if it's for you, it's for you. But for me, it was like depending on the song,
Right.
I preferred, whatever. But this album just felt like it flowed better with his voice.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the beat selection or how he used his voice, but especially coming off the whole BET Awards thing, and yeah.
You gonna blame it on BET?
But I was like, yo, for some reason, I definitely like it more than any other songs or whatever I heard from him. But it just flowed well, and it was his voice. It took some time to get used to for me.
I think he's very good for the R&B genre, and like you said, it's an acclimated taste.
Yeah.
But I like back when he first came out and they did like a spotlight on music. He had an interview, and he was saying how he prolonged putting out music for the longest time because of his voice, and how people were reacting to it. And he was like, when he would sing or he would sample some of his music, it didn't have that sound that he was looking for that's already mainstream or that's out there. But he had to realize that his voice isn't going to sound like anybody else's. Like, it's very unique. And I think when you put it into that perspective, it's like anybody can do it. Like, obviously you have to sing well.
Yeah.
But you don't have to sound like everyone else in order to be successful or put out good music. Like,
you definitely don't, because as we've seen within the past couple weeks, have you seen Usher's Tiny Desk?
I did see that.
Top tier, right? Then
Usher's whole, like, it's such a hot topic to me because I always think about his past transgressions, like in the
confessions
news.
or something? Or?
No, I'm talking about like his personal life and his doctor records that were released. And
Come on,
I was the biggest Usher fan. I promise you, when I was a little girl, Usher was like my saving grace. Like, I had
that's much girls back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now.
So now I'm just like, but no, he's super talented for sure. Yeah, top rated caliber.
So you have that, and then you have the whole Omarion and Mario versus.
Right.
But when was that? Do you know when that interview was with Giveon? When he was talking about?
It was a couple of years ago. I know it was like when he was newer.
Okay. See, the thing about R&B in terms of male artists,
Right.
which I've recognized, and I remember when I was in college seeing this tweet, or seeing a lot of tweets about it. Like when Bryson Tiller came out with Trap Soul, amazing project, everybody loved it. He went on tour.
Right.
And they was like, bro ain't sounding, this Rambo ain't hitting like it was hitting on the album.
Right.
And you got to realize with R&B, it's a lot of things they can press on these boards. And it doesn't,
smooth it out.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like The Weeknd. I was kind of concerned when I first heard him. I was like, I wonder how he sings for real. And he got better at it. Bryson Tiller, that probably what I think ultimately like had his career kind of go.
Right.
Because that came out about his live performance. And it's like, fam, you can't have an album as good as Trap Soul. And you
Trap Soul is so good. That's my like travel music. I promise you. And you can play it from start to finish. You don't have to skip.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got Bryson or Party Next Door?
Both.
P1.
And it depends on like how I'm feeling. Okay, pick one.
P1,
Probably,
P1 or P2?
I would say P1.
All right, you cool.
Okay. Okay. And I was going to say that in reference to The Weeknd, too. I'm not too much of a fan of his newer stuff, but when he first came out, those are some, like, hard
House of Balloons.
Yes.
Yeah. My favorite Weeknd song is Outside.
Okay.
I love that song. But
I think, what is it like when celebrities get, like, woke and they just change, like, their whole persona? You know what I mean?
But the thing with The Weeknd, when he switched up like that, he kind of, I don't say he had to, but globally, it makes sense. Like when you're doing tours in Japan,
oh yeah,
of course Mexico. I got his manager on Instagram, and he was just showing like all the places, Germany, all the places that he tours off of Starboy and his newest stuff compared to House of Balloons, where it's more, you know, New York, LA. So I understand that, but it does kind of make the music kind of.
It does. It changes when they're more underground versus like mainstream for sure.
Yeah, and that's the only. It's things you got to learn about music. Like I always tell people on the podcast, I think Wiz was my first glimpse of that. Like listening to Cushion OJ, then when he got his deal and like Rolling Papers came, I was like, I roll up.
Started changing
I'm like,
different here.
roll up. I like the song, but I was like, this song sound like Cushion Orange Juice.
Right.
And ever since then, See You Again and all that. So he clearly had to make changes to his music and his career to elevate.
That song took the world by storm, though.
Yeah. And it came sadly at the right time. Paul Walker and all that.
Oh, baby.
So, yeah.
Yes.
But like it is podcast get a bag. I might change up. You never know.
Don't change up.
Don't change up.
Don't change up.
I ain't gonna change up then. Since Becca said don't change
you
up.
You can do better, just don't change. Like, you know, you have to keep that foundation.
Yeah, you gotta be you.
Right. Just be you.
You gotta be you.
That's what is bringing the audience in. And that's why we're listening to you, because it's Tyler.
Thank you. I wish everybody had that same sentiment.
I'm sure they do.
I got some people I can call right now that'd be like, Tyler, get the fuck off my phone.
I'm gonna need to know why you messing up your karma like that. Like, I would hope that there's nobody out there right now that could literally say, because I ain't done nothing to nobody. But
I haven't done nothing
realistically,
either,
I understand how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just be happy where I'm at. Stay prayed up. Fuck with the people that fuck with you.
That's simple life lessons right there.
I'm a simple guy.
It could be so simple. I think if people just minded their business and they didn't worry about the who's or who's doing who, then it would be so much better.
Like I said, the community, man.
We're going to make it better, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I told you my plan.
I know.
Not this summer, but I'm trying to see how I want to go about it. But sadly, he about to drop an album, so his bag may go up. So
it's always that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out together.
We're gonna make some courses or something. I've been looking up like digital art, selling that. That's like a big thing right now. Drop shipping, those courses. You could make a course on podcasting.
I should.
You should.
I know a little something. I don't know too much about it.
You don't gotta know too much, just enough.
Something.
The rest of it, watch on YouTube, and then.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's how I learned. Because I got trained on this, but I know more about how to set everything up. Just go on YouTube, type in the software, and be like, how can I do this with this?
Right.
And they're like, quick and easy, under 5 minutes. I was like, all right, bet. Got my notes written down, came back in here. Oh, that shit worked. All right.
They do know what they're talking about.
Yeah. You got one 20 minutes long. You got the other one. Quick 5 easy steps to learn how to.
I think they're probably messing it up for everybody else, though, because, like, you have those people that are giving out courses, but they're, like, gatekeeping.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
It's a lot of
gatekeeping.
A lot of that. And then you have another person who's like, I'm just going to lay it all out there. Like, this is what you do from step A to B. And they're not charging anything for that. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's enough out here for everyone.
Knowledge supposed to be free.
What do they say? The pen is mightier than the sword. So that is why, because they don't want you to have the knowledge to be better.
You got to go out there and get it, man. You got everything in the grass of your hand with the cell phone. Cell phone, laptop, whatever. Yeah. All right, so what you plan on doing for the weekend? They're going to hear this after the weekend, but.
Of course. I'm going to do some more self-care. Probably take a drink or a shot. Might do some hookah. I've been feeling that. I don't know. That's like a vibe, though. Like, you get to listen to music.
I can get into the hookah.
Yeah.
I can get into it.
Why?
I don't know.
You're not doing it right.
I'm not. Because when I did do it, my smoke was very thinner than everybody else's.
Okay, no, you're not doing it. Because I'm telling you, and it's so funny because hookah gives you like a head high, like if you're doing it right.
Okay.
But that thing will hit you all of a sudden. You'll be like, whoo.
I heard.
You're just like vibing to the music, having a good time, and don't let you have some good drinks either.
Did I tell you the joke I heard about hookah?
No.
The dude was like, he thought it was cheap. So I was watching 85 South, and the dude was like, him and his girl went to the hookah bar. So he like, all right, let me get about 2 of them. I'm thinking they're like $15 or so. So they brought out 2, and he was like, how much they gonna be? They're like 30 each or something. He like, oh no, take 1 back. So he was like, he was hitting it. He was like, he wasn't feeling it.
Right.
So he told his date, he was like, hold on, I'll be right back. So he went across the street to the store, got 2 Black and Milds. He came back, said she go.
Now that's That's doing the most.
And he was like, I just said, hold on, I'll be right back. I went to the store, got 2 Black and Milds.
Did they smoke them?
I don't know.
Because I'm telling you, if anybody it takes me out to hookah and then they feel like it's not smoking, they bring some Black and Milds, I'm going to be like, all right, I'll be right back. But I'm not coming back. Like, no, first off. And $30 is actually very cheap for hookah.
The one time I did go, I think mine was 30. The one time I did go to Crown.
Yeah, 30 is super cheap. Usually it's about, I would say 40. And when we were in Miami, it was 75, but they were like taller. But it also came with a bottle of Moscato. So I was like, okay.
What's the difference between like the normal and I guess like the ones you see with like 5 or 6 of the things? Like, what's the difference?
It's just the size, like the reservoir, how much tobacco that you can carry in there, how much coal is going to be on there, because the coal is what's burning the tobacco, obviously. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's really it. Or it really depends. It starts getting pricier if you start mixing like the tobacco, or they have like premium flavors and things like that. So that'll be taken into account as well.
I think that would mess me up. I was in college, my homeboy, and it was like kind of early. It wasn't as popping as it is now. Right. And they kept on getting the same type of flavor, and they just never, I was like, nah, I'm cool on this.
I love peach and mint. It's very refreshing, and it's just good. Or like a raspberry, blue raspberry. Those are always good. Like the fruity flavors are always good.
All right, fellas, she told y'all what kind she likes.
There you go. So call me up and be like, your hookah's ready right now. Come here. And then I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to show up.
Where you at? I'm at the crib.
No. I can't come through. Scratch that. I'm sorry. Take it to the Riverwalk.
The Riverwalk.
Hookah at the Riverwalk.
At the park.
And I would be okay with that. Like if you had to do that, if you just had to, if you're going to put a blanket out there and you make like a picnic, I couldn't even be mad at that, because it's not even the activity that you're doing. It's the type of like mindset you've put into.
Is that real though? Do y'all really enjoy that?
Yes. It's the amount of effort that you put in. I don't care what you do, because you could do a big old show and then you really don't care. Like you're just doing it not because I like it. It's just because you're clout chasing. You feel like you'll get a lot of likes based off of this. Yeah. No, like it's the effort that you put in.
But that shouldn't be the first?
No.
Okay.
No. So, I mean, it can be if that's how if you rolling like that. Like, I mean, hey, do your thing. But just conversate. Like, don't be weird.
Oh, yeah, we just sitting in the blanket out. We just sitting here looking at the water. So, what you want? Something to eat? Some chips or something? I got some more in the basket.
See, there you go. Like some grapes. You don't even got to do full-blown charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
That's another big thing right now. Charcuterie. I love a good charcuterie board. Like, you're a wine drinker.
I seen more people like do that. They experimenting with it. They making their own.
Fruit and cheese is A1. And then when you pair
I just saw a post yesterday on Instagram. Somebody said, I just did my first. How does it look?
I did see that. Yeah. And it did look good.
Yeah.
It looked good. Yeah. I would eat that. I'd tear it up. Okay. So, put the effort in.
Giving y'all the game plan.
I'm giving y'all the game. It's not hard. It's inexpensive. Just make it from the heart. That's it.
Make it from the heart.
At the end of the day.
Do everything. You do. Have intent.
Yes.
Okay. I want to get everything. Anytime I have a guest on that's not talking about topics, right. I want to get like certain cliff notes to remember. So be intent. Yeah. Be nice. Do it from the heart.
Do it from the heart.
Okay.
No losses, only lessons. That's a big one.
No losses, only lessons. That's the name of this episode.
Okay.
Because we've been going for a minute, so I got to delete. Now, I'll probably chop this up.
Okay.
Probably do part 1 this week, part 2 next week, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Don't go on Facebook and be like, let me tell y'all about Tyler. He chopped my shit. This ain't what I said. And
you be making me look all crazy like, oh, at your house?
Yeah.
No.
Your house, yeah. Okay. But, I ain't doing all that. Right. But I do want to thank you for coming, Becca.
Thank you for having me. I really do. I feel honored. Like, this is some...
Yeah.
No, this is some real,
I fuck with you.
Real shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome. And you're doing something, like, that people aren't doing on a daily basis. So, I feel like I'm a part of history now.
No problem. I get the check, I'll break you off a little something.
I just need I'll take 5%.
5%.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like
0.25. Inflation, Tyler. Inflation.
Inflation. I heard something about another stimmy. 300.
Y'all don't want one.
I heard.
You see what happened with the stimmies? Now we paying it back in gas.
They should have known that was going to happen though.
Yeah.
Some way you should have known. Okay, what it was 1,200.
Oh, yeah.
13. Come on, 600.
I saw a meme the other day was like, man, during the pandemic, we were unemployed living like we were full time.
I was so hating on them.
It's terrible.
I was saying like, y'all getting how much for unemployment?
Too much?
Yeah.
More than what they was doing in their regular job?
I was like, damn, that's setting up everybody for failure. Y'all getting used to not working. Now it's time to go back to work.
They don't want to go to work. And that's why we having all these problems now, because they don't want to go to work. They don't want to,
it's just
you
some
can't expect
things.
to get money and you're not doing anything. Like, you have to contribute some type of way.
And stop downplaying people who want to work.
Exactly.
They looking at it, oh, y'all working for the man. Like, no, I'm working for me. I got to pay fucking bills.
Right. And not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Like, not to
Yes.
say that that's a problem, but you have to have blue collar. You have to have white collar. That's just the way the society works. Like, it is what it is. And that's why I don't even look down on anybody that's doing any type of work. Like the sanitation workers who are collecting my trash and stuff like that. Like, I made them baskets and things like that. Because
you need those people.
Yeah. You know what I say? Like, thank you.
You
for
need
getting on
people.
This truck.
Somebody got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Because y'all want the robots to come. Because the robots come, we all going to be unemployed.
They say that.
We all about to be sitting there on like fucking robots.
Gonna be at Subway making
yes. Like, damn, just realize people make the world go around. Workers make the world go around.
So be kind. Like, no matter where you go, be kind to those people, because I don't care if they're bagging your groceries or cleaning the bathroom. Like, you would have something to complain about.
Treat them with respect, man.
Do it.
Because if you catch them on the wrong day, you walk outside, damn, they pick up my trash. What the hell going on?
Because I'm the first one to call. Like, y'all can't even pick this stuff up. Why y'all doing this?
You need people, man. So,
right.
But thanks again.
Thank you.
It's not the last time. Hopefully, it's not the last time.
Okay. You'll have me back?
Yes.
I'll be back.
Yes.
Okay.
If I can fit in your schedule, yes.
My schedule is clear. For Tyler. Not for anybody else out there listening, just for Tyler.
She said it, not me.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, I'm going to chalk that up.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.